First is not to write anything so personal that they would not want another student to read it. And secondly, respond seriously in writing to the journals that they read.
If you carefully supervise this activity, it can do wonders to improve writing skills and interpersonal communication.
Let's say a few words about another creative endeavor, learning centers.
Learning centers offer students the opportunity to work on several different concepts in one class period.
They're easy to set up. Simply use the corners or back wall of the class for areas where students can do extended learning.
Learning centers are usually made up of tables, displays, and/or desks with specific content-related activities for students to complete individually, with a peer, or as a small group.
In a foreign language class, for example, you can have students work at 3 different learning stations. The learning stations could focus on speaking, listening, and writing.
At the speaking station, students could try to tell their partner what is going on in a picture on a card. You could check for pronunciation, fluency, and participation by having students record their descriptions on a cassette.
At the listening station, students could listen to a short story told in the target language. Then they could answer questions about the story on a study sheet.
And at the writing station, students could work on an assignment that reviews a grammar concept. More advanced students could compose a short story working on correct spelling and grammar. Starting to feel creative? Well, how about playing music in your classroom? Students will always look forward to your class because they know they will be greeted with music.
As you take roll, let your students calm down with classic music or rock to a beat. Let them chat quietly with the music in the background. Then ask them to identify the song and the artist.
Give a reward to the student who first gives the right answer.
After guessing the names of popular current songs, your students might be stumped the first time you play an aria from the opera Carmen.
Or a passage of Vivaldi's Four Seasons.
Or a few measures of Beethoven's Fifth. Dun 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 dun.
Or Ravel's Bolero.
If you play a variety of songs, concerts, symphonies, and operas over the course of a year, your students will enjoy and learn a number of famous musical pieces.
And you'll have relaxed students during the first minutes of class.
Some teachers also use music to calm students during class. Quiet background music is a great way to put students in the right frame of mind if they're tense or anxious.
You can have fun using theme music for a particular topic to introduce a lesson. For example, you could play space music during a brainstorming session on possible life forms in our solar system.
Teaching the American Revolution and history, why not play soft, patriotic music to get your students in the mood during a group activity on the Declaration of Independence?
Or how about playing a spicy salsa tune to greet your students as they enter Spanish class?
I have classical or nice music going in the classroom because I find this relaxes the students and puts them in more of a creative mood.
Are you looking for an activity that'll really get students fired up? Try student debates.
Students love to argue. Take advantage of that wonderful argumentative spirit and harness the energy into solid learning.
It's easy to create a debate situation. If you have a class of 30, make 11 students jurors to decide which team wins. Make 1 student a judge. Split your remaining students into 2 debate teams. Propose an issue relevant to the unit you're studying.
Give each team a short period of time to huddle. During that time, they have to list arguments they will present, determine who will speak, and so on.
Teaching the ideological differences between Democrats and Republicans in a history class? Split the class. Then propose a topic such as higher taxation for education. Have the Democrats debate the Republicans.
One caution, though. Be careful not to let the debates get out of hand. Don't let students insult each other and keep the shouting to a minimum.
Toni, have we mentioned creative activities with video?
Well, you know, we really should say a word about video programs because videos can be extraordinary learning tools.
When they're used carefully. Try to show the video in short segments, otherwise students can get bored and distracted.
Always have a short list of questions students need to answer about the program they're watching. That way, students will pay better attention.
Use the pause button every few minutes. Ask students questions about the video. Tell the class that you will give points for correct answers and deduct points for students who answer incorrectly.
Of course, there's something else extraordinarily creative that you can do with videos.
Like take out a camera and videotape the students?
Exactly. You'd be surprised at how many students enjoy being on camera.
And they enjoy even more watching themselves.
So, the trick is to do the Hollywood thing with an educational twist. Teaching about mitosis in biology, have students act out cell division.
Teaching about triangles in math, have students demonstrate the rules of triangles in some sort of skit.
Doing Shakespeare. What better way to learn than to assign roles to students?
We haven't even mentioned being creative with computers.
Right. With computers, you can get really creative and have students create their own multimedia presentations.
Exactly. Imagine how creative students will be able to get when they realize their projects can include slideshows, QuickTime movies, graphics, and sound effects.
They also make excellent portfolio pieces, something to really wow parents and administrators, attached to college entrance applications,
and impress future employers. However, even if your students aren't quite ready for full multimedia, there are many easier ways to integrate computers into writing assignments.
You could have students work together on a collaborative story, each taking turns to type their section.
If you teach younger students and your computer has a speech capability, try having the computer read back their stories to them.
They just love that, and they also really enjoy having the opportunity to print out anything they've worked on.
The computer really can become a great classroom motivator.
And of course, there's still the internet. Everybody is surfing the web, and many classes and even individual students are eager to design and create their own web pages.
If you have a number of web surfers in your class, try posting some homework questions on a bulletin board and let students complete homework online.
Have students interview an expert via email or in a chat room.
Search for other schools across the globe who are online and have students email questions to classes in other countries.
I think we're off to a super start with all these ideas. Hopefully, we've shown you that it isn't too hard to be creative.
Just keep in mind that risk-taking, patience, and flexibility are important when implementing unusual teaching methods.
Give creative teaching a try, and you'll be happy to see how it grows on you. What seems innovative and slightly outlandish today will become second nature tomorrow.
So continue to think creatively and try out new ideas. There's a big reward awaiting you if you do. You'll find teaching a lot more fun and fulfilling, and your students will find learning challenging and enjoyable.
We know that you will all do a wonderful job.
Thanks for listening, and good luck in your creative teaching ventures.
View all 10 titles in the Excellence in Teaching series.
Creative teaching methods,
Cooperative learning,
lesson planning,
integrating computers in the curriculum,
assigning effective homework,
constructive parent conferences,
keeping control of the class,
managing student conflict,
avoiding burnout.
the beauty of teaching. Please call for free copies of Teachers Video Company catalogs in these subjects:
American history,
art,
business and computers,
dance,
DVDs,
elementary grades K-2,
elementary grades 3-6,
English,
family and consumer sciences,
foreign languages,
health, physical education and sports,
math,
music,
science,
video sets for libraries.
world history, and social studies.